This video is a short introduction to transistors. The transistors that we will look at are called NPN transistors, or their full name NPN bipolar, or MOSFETs. Once again, their full name is N-channel enhancement MOSFETs. It's good enough for you to know them as NPN transistors and MOSFETs. The circuit symbols for these are shown on the screen. Each of them has three connections. The one on the left we generally think of as the input, and the two on the right as the output. So for the MOSFET, the gate is the input and the drain source connection is the output. For the NPN transistor, the base is the input, the emitter collector connections are the output. When we apply a voltage to the base, then the transistors can switch on. Right, we're going to look at their use as a simple switch. And the idea is that the two connections on the right, the output connections, would act just like a switch which you can open or close. Because of that, then we could connect an output device to these switch connections. Now, just like a switch doesn't actually provide power in the circuit, the transistor doesn't provide power in the circuit, and you'll see here the output device is also connected to the positive end of a battery and the 0 volts end of a battery. So the switch terminals are emitter and collector, and the switch will be off, i.e. like an open switch, unless there's a big enough voltage between the base and the emitter, which we think of as the input at this point here. Similar for the MOSFET, the source and the drain are the switch connections, and the gate voltage will be, if the gate voltage is big enough, then the transistor will be on. In these ones I can vary the base voltage in the NPN transistor and find out what voltage it switches on at. And we should find it switches on at 0.7 volts. Now, you're not actually expected to memorise those values as long as you're aware of the idea that if the voltage is big enough, it will switch on. If I go beyond that, it stays on. It's a simple digital device, on or off. For the MOSFET, it's a slightly higher voltage to switch it on. Make a few clicks to get it on. And there we go, round about 1.8, you'll sometimes see it quoted as 2 volts. It's somewhere round about there. Once again, you're not expected to memorise it, it depends on the exact model. So in these circuits, the output device is a lamp, and the lamp will switch on if the input is large enough, because the transistor is acting like a closed switch when the input voltage is large enough. And we should find it's about 0.7 for the NPN and 1.8 for the MOSFET. And it is worth noting that they have different switching voltages, but once again, like I say, you don't actually need to memorise. Now we're going to look at these in practical circuits, but remember what we have here is sometimes called a voltage controlled switch. We have something which can switch on when the voltage gets high enough. And the idea is that this will make life easy for us in certain situations where we as humans don't need to go and switch something on. We can have something switching on automatically for us. But that will be the next video.